Welcome to Secrets from the Saddle podcast. I'm Sylvie, your host, fellow cyclist, bike club founder, cycling coach, bike race junkie, just truly super passionate about cycling. My journey with cycling started 20 years ago when I opened a spin studio, started a women's race team, and founded a women's only cycling club called Cycle Fit Chicks. I'm super thrilled to reveal all aspects that make the world of cycling operate. I'm so excited to be able to bring you interesting people from around the world, pro cyclists, recreational cyclists, coaches, event organizers, bike shop owners, everything and everyone you need to know or ever wondered about when it comes to cycling. I know you'll enjoy this episode. All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of Secrets from the Saddle, all things cycling podcast with your host, Sylvie Dow here, sitting in beautiful, snowy, warm Chelsea, Quebec, Canada. We finally have gotten some warm weather. The coldness has broken, and we hear that we're going to have an early spring, which is good. I mean, I really like the snow, whether I'm playing it or not. I love looking at it. I embrace the winter. We hike every weekend, snowshoe. Because of COVID, we haven't been downhill skiing, but hopefully that will be back next year. Cross-country skiing, a lot of my friends doing fat biking, and anyways, just enjoying it. I'm not one of those people who sit in the Northern Hemisphere and hate the snow. You can't. How can you live life like that? Anywho, so before I get into it, I just want to say how grateful I am. I always say this on my podcast episodes, my personal episodes, that I'm really super grateful for you guys. And I hope that you're getting it and you're following now. We really working on our Instagram page. So pretty much all the episodes are there. So I want you to go and follow. So take a moment, go over to Instagram. You can follow me, but I really want you to follow the podcast, Secrets from the Saddle podcast. Go Google it and follow, because I'm in there more. I'm starting to kind of move from my personal page to really grow that page and really share more of our guests on a daily basis. I mean, I have over like 100. So we need to start showcasing them. And if you haven't heard yet, I am running a giveaway. Okay. This is why, because literally I wasn't able to celebrate the 1 year because I don't know what I was doing in December. I think everybody's just running around. Anyways, it was there all of a sudden and then it was gone. You know what I mean? It was the 15th of December and, everybody's busy then. And I couldn't organize anything. But what we're going to do is celebrate the 200th episode. Now, in today's coaching, I'm just going to open and share with you what we're doing for our giveaway. And then we're going to get into, I have a product review. I am going to start doing some product reviews here as I get things. I'm upgrading my gym and for cycling, so I can work on more strength training with different equipment. And I'm ordering some products, some cycling gear. So I'm going to be sharing those with you, plus some cycling snacks. Let's start thinking about that. Let's move away from all the sugary stuff and go more to whole base, which is way more healthy. So before we get into that, this is how you can win. And this is what's going on. We're going to be celebrating our 200th episode. What does that look like? We're just celebrating our 200th episode. But I've also engaging some of my guests who have personal products or have online cycling stores and sell gifts or products. And also, which is super cool for you guys who love gravel races, for you ladies, a free entry into Berry Roubaix. Let me just repeat that. I was so lucky to be able to interview Matt Acker from Berry Roubaix. He's one of the owners, and I asked him, would you be able to give a free entry? And he's like, Sylvie, we need more women in here. I'm like, okay, let's do a free entry for a woman. Now, ladies, guys, this one's just for the ladies, but this is how you can win. We are giving away gifts every week until March 11th. So this week, my amazing Canadian friend who I found out is Canadian. Her name is Michelle Briboux. She is the woman who is living in the UK. She has an online store called One Last Bike Shop. And her brand, her handle on Instagram is cycling_woman. She lives in London and Bristol, but she does a lot of cycling commuting. So she also does bike reviews on different types of bikes for inner city commuting. And she also has her store that showcases products to help you keep your clothing and bike to work, which is amazing. Like, she has some really cool stuff. So to this week's episode or gift is a gift card to her shop. So here's how you can win. Next week, I have someone I'm going to share later. You have to be on our Instagram account to find out. The week after is the free entry into Berry Roubaix, and I'm going to have a couple more. Don't worry. I am really good at finding gifts. So, all right, so here's how to win. First, go to Apple Podcast. Now, I was just looking at Apple Podcasts. I'm missing some reviews, people. So we need reviews. The podcast needs reviews. So this is review and a rating. Please, 5 stars. That really helps drive up the podcast and bring it to the top. And that's one thing that I really want this year is to get more reviews out there, get it in front of more people who are cyclists and not. We have some great stories about a lot of things. And then the last thing is follow the podcast on Instagram. So these 3 things: rate, review, follow. Rate, review, follow. Rate, review, follow. And then I will be first going to the reviews. And please make sure you put your Instagram handle on there so I can find you over on Instagram. Really important. Don't make some weird name on your review and I can't find you. You will not win anything. And then, so I will be going to the reviews, then going to the podcast and double checking, and then you will win. I'll find you on Instagram, right? Then we have a grand prize, 2 grand prizes on our 200th episode. One is going to be from all the people who won from the reviews, and then 2 is going to be from all the reviews. So make sure you get your review in, okay? All right, so now let's move on. All right, we're going to talk about No Gods, No Masters, and this is Millie DeMori's brand. She is also a guest of my podcast, and I went and I bought one of her hats. I know I bought one of her hats. I do buy stuff. I'm not always gifted everything, but so her brand, No Gods, No Masters, you can find it, follow it. Right now, the episode escapes me. However, maybe I can find it, but you go and you Google No Gods, No Masters, Millie DeMori, okay? And she used to be a DJ, And now she's full on into cycling, and she's building a cycling brand and cycling clothing. So jerseys, shorts, hats, different product line. So I just want to talk about her hat, for instance. This is what I bought, but I can imagine that the product, if you can see this, and if you want to go switch over to YouTube, you can then have a look. I also will, excuse the hair. I also will be putting up a review on YouTube as well as our Instagram page. But here, I've got a little tidbit for you. Now, I've gotten a lot of baseball cycling caps. I love cycling caps to put underneath my helmet. And this one, this material by far is the thinnest, the softest, the most comfortable I have received or I have tried. And the nice thing is that if you can see here, there's a really nice thin layer or lining that goes across the forehead, right where the peak is, all the way to the back. And for some of the other caps I've had, there's like a really rough liner there where they've attached the material to the cap, and it's really uncomfortable. And it seriously leaves a huge divot and in my forehead. Anybody else experience that? That lasts a very long time. I don't know if it's just my skin, but this one, it did make the divot, but it did not last a very long time. And it was also not as painful. It wasn't painful like before, like some other hats. So, and also a lot of people ask about what's in the brim. Now, right here, you can feel it's a very light plastic. And I've had hats that have cracked in half before, like the rim, and that was pretty depressing. But this one stretches and it bends really nicely. It's not stiff. And there's a really nice elastic at the back, if you can see here. So I'm just really, really like this hat. It's well made. It's got different seams in the forehead. If you can see here, oh yeah, I've got my, let's let go of the hair. Look at that. It is so comfortable. I'm like really comfortable. I don't know if it's difference between European products to North American, but loving and appreciating this hat. No gods, no masters. And here's a little background about what gods, no masters means. So the slogan is, you know, for the cycling space, in order to propel a new attitude for us as female cyclists. It's NGNM. I think that's her website. No, it's no gods, no masters.life. And that's the website. And it's an echo of mindset and attitude of practicing this amazing sport for achieving our goals and breaking free from our inner voice that sometimes whispers in our ears that it's too hard and we're not enough. So the grit and sweat of determination managing our fatigue, that constant inner voice that tells us you can do it, hang in there, the joy of hearing the perfect smooth gear shift. This is what cycling, a personal inner journey, a meditation in movement, and no gods, no masters, is just a secret mantra to cross that imaginary line that we set for ourselves. So, women, we deserve the best. We deserve to feel amazing. And Millie has some great products that'll do that for you. So if you're into cycling caps like me, get this one. It was really good. I was able to get a deal that was happening at the time. And anyways, I think there's something going on there. Now I will definitely have the link in the show notes so you can go and check that out. Next thing we're going to be talking about is snacks. Okay, so I don't know about you, But right now I'm training inside a whole lot. And there's always the question as to what am I going to eat before my ride? What am I going to eat during my ride? And this isn't an after meal talk, but you should always have your recovery planned out. That's a given. But, you know, inside is way different from out. And I think maybe if you started, you probably figure that out like I did, maybe the hard way, because I eat way differently when I set out for a ride from my house. And I tried it inside. It doesn't work because I don't know, for whatever reason, it's not the timing, it's the type, like you're just sitting droning, you know, on your bike, and you can get away with not having a full stomach of calories, unlike cycling, because, you know, I guess when you're outside, you take what you need. So I've always start my ride with like a 600 calorie meal replacement shake that has like oats in it, avocado. There's a super nutrient charged base, a meal replacement base, and then I add to it. So I get all the nutrients I need, and then I add like more carbs and more fats. And that's what I do. And that shake will last me a good 2 hours before I start adding more food to keep the energy up. But I did that, and I thought I was going to barf on the bike. And now I'm like, okay, I've got to totally rethink that. So in doing so, I started looking at cycling snacks and what you can make. And I've seen the ones, you know, Tour de France, to make like the little squares, the rice cakes and things like that. So I started experimenting, and what I've done right now, and I'm going to be doing more as I put them together, is I've created first 4 snack recipes. Now, if you want these snack recipes, you go to askcoachsylvie.com and you can download them. So go download them. Once you get into that downloading once, you will then be offered up my next download. So you don't have to download again. It's just for newbies, and you'll see there's a bunch of lists of things that are free downloadables that are cycling related. So you can go there. So what I've done is, I'm just going to show you here. I've gone to a variety of different places to look for some, and I've tested some of these. There are a couple, there's a couple recipes in that download that I have not tested yet. And I've made some adjustments, let's just say. So there's one recipe that I took from a book called Eat, Race, Win. And the great thing, I mean, that's a great book. It's expensive. And I bought it because I wanted to try it out. I also wanted to interview Hannah, but never worked out. So I tried some of the snacks at the bottom. The thing about that book full of recipes is that it's all in grams. I'm like, who does a recipe book like that? And there's no real conversion in there. So it really takes some brain power to, you know, convert and make it right, because I end up just sort of really changing up the recipe, let's just say, you know, compared to what she had in there. So the first ones here are a chocolate almond bar. And the kids don't really like this. So this is another reason. They're easy for me to grab as snacks to go down and train, or put together for a long training with other food. So it's really advantageous that you get away from the gels and the cubes and the jelly beans, and go to some whole food options. And that means, yes, you have to make the time to prepare it, unfortunately. However, when you make a huge batch, you can keep some in the fridge and freeze the rest and then bring it out as you need. So my kids aren't super jazzed about these ones. However, I made some sticky rice ones, which I've done previously, and I really absolutely love for long rides, is this one. This is sticky rice. It's got chia seeds and nuts and some cranberries. And, you know, previous, I didn't put any coconut cream or milk in it, but this one called for that. That recipe called for coconut oil, coconut milk and cream, which makes it sweet. Now, it was a bit too sweet for my liking. So so basically I made a batch of the coconut and a batch of the rice, and I kind of add the coconut as I needed. Like if I had added all that coconut with the rice, it would have been like overwhelmingly really sweet, too sweet for me. So the kids love this. I love this for packing this square and just bringing it downstairs to start with or have during. It's great as a snack. Now, mind you, there's no protein in here, right? So you have to balance it out with a protein shake if you're going to use it as a snack around the house. Remember, we can't always carb up. We need to balance with protein. So I want to encourage you to start thinking about making some whole food snacks. I'm going to share with you more. So if you want, go get that recipe. There's other downloadables, like I mentioned, and then you'll get more because there's more to be tested. And I have a list of them that I'm going to test as I run out of these, and I'm going to share them with you. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and don't forget about participating in the giveaway. So remember, review, rate, and follow. Review, rate, and follow. And if you can, shoot me a DM once you start following and say, hey, I saw you on the podcast, and have a great day. Anyways, so enjoy your weekend. Love you all. Appreciate you, and have yourself an amazing day. And I'll see you on the next episode. Take care, guys.